Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 29 of the Crash FM. Well, should we say Crash TV?
Crash TV.
Crash TV. And who we got in the room? We got Chris.
Hi.
Craig.
Hello.
And a long-awaited return from Mr. Ward.
Hello.
So this is a first for us. We're on TV, and it's a little bit scary. I think those 3-second delays kind of make you feel a little bit more
We've all been
comfortable.
in there. We've done enough press.
That is true. So sorry everyone for the delays. First of all, a few technical problems I think in just setting up. Plus we've got some pretty momentous stuff that we want to show you. But that's coming later on in the episode. But first of all, we thought it was a good place to start to wrap up everything there is to know about Cagney. So we're going to start there, right? So
yeah.
First of all, we're going to say we're pretty sure it's going to come around the end of June, but as you all know, with what's happened on Bogart this week, we're at the mercy somewhat of Microsoft and Sony. But so actually on that, Bogart is well due for I think
Tomorrow on PlayStation 3.
GMT, 8 in the morning GMT on PlayStation 3.
Again, we don't control that, so check PlayStation 3 users, check the system tomorrow. We hope it'll reach everybody in good time. And again, with the release of Cagney, which we anticipate to be around end of June, time, we'll keep you posted if we get an exact date. It could be, it could be the last day of June, it could be a week later. You can check our website. We will keep you up to date with the latest information. We will put it out there so you can see exactly. We'll tell you when it's left us and when it's coming back.
Absolutely. Bit of feedback, but that's okay. So on Cagney, then we want to just go through and talk about pretty much everything that we've spoken about previously. Just want to wrap up and put a little bit more detail on. And actually, we want to run the software while we're doing it.
Yeah, we do. Let's just have a camera test there.
Yeah. Okay.
If we jump to camera 2, it'll take a second. Matt's just hit the button. It'll take us 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We switch. And what we're going to do now is take you through. We've made this look as great as we can. What we do, Matt, do you want to hit the light a second there?
Okay, here we go.
Let's see. We've made this as good as it can. You might just see the first thing you didn't see, it was very quick, was that we have a change in the logo. So when you download this update, you'll see that the game has changed, and it will look different to it was when you bought the game.
Just give that Craig. Yeah, so...
so here we go. We have a new title screen.
With a car you won't have seen before.
nice car.
With one of the new cars that you get to play with. You'll see, I hope the quality is good enough there. Again, we're balancing the camera on top of an Xbox and a can of Coke.
Yeah.
So
it really is.
It's a high-tech production.
It really is homebrew, isn't it?
We borrowed all the equipment from Romanian national television.
Right, yeah, so Craig, do you want to hit the start button? So we spoke about this last week, but we're actually going to show it to you. Actually, we didn't make that switch to... Okay, so what you're going to see front and centre on this
Do you want to
Cagney.
switch? We can switch if you want.
Yeah, why don't we switch?
Here
Well,
you
actually, there's a little taster. So what you can see there is our live front end, as we refer to, or Paradise News. So here on this screen, you'll be seeing actually player news, which is news that's come from the analysis of your player profile. And it's also telling us to sign in, and we haven't signed in.
So do you want to reboot and sign in?
Yeah,
let's
let's reboot while we're talking about it, because it's given people a sense of what that is.
If you want to just hit the light, I'll switch back to you guys.
Okay. So so that front screen, actually, we'll show it properly because it looks a bit better. So that's a really important new addition for us because, as you know, people are aware, there's a ton of work that's gone on in. With Criterion Games, certainly, since the turn of this year, with our website and the introduction of the forum and how active we're getting within the community, and what putting the live front page in there just gives us another way for us to talk to people who are playing the game.
What we want to do is that we monitor how many people play the game. We're looking every hour in the office. We're looking at live stats. We can see how many people are playing the game at any one time on Xbox or PlayStation 3. We can also track and see whether they're playing freeburn challenges or they're doing ranked racing. But what we wanted to do is to is to take the game live essentially on both platforms, in the sense that you can boot into the game and see some personalised information that's changing. We know that out of the hundreds of thousands of players who play the game online every day, they might not necessarily be aware of CriterionGames.com, they might not be browsing the site. We do know the regular user of CriterionGames.com, and our audience is growing every day, but what we wanted to do is integrate that into the software so that when you're signing in to play the game online, we're also keeping you informed of some exciting new events that we're going to tell you about shortly, and also seeing the latest news from the website, and also some news, some global Burnout Paradise news, and also some news about your profile. And we're going to take this opportunity today to talk you through some of these things in detail. We're going to go through Cagney from A to Z today in detail. So rather than seeing this cut and paste on some of the website, we're going to talk you through our work in as much detail as possible so you can understand what's coming at the end of June. And we're also going to tell you what's coming at the end of July. And we're going to show you some very special things today that we've wanted to show you for a while. So let me just switch back to the camera here.
I'll hit the lights.
It'll go dark for a sec, switching back to camera 1, which is our game screen camera.
How's that looking now?
It's looking alright. You can kind of see the car. You can't see it as perfectly as we can, but we'll improve on this. This is our kind of live TV 1.0, so we'll have a whip round in the office later on, and maybe we'll get a more hardcore web camera. But we wanted to show you this live, so it stops us from talking too much rubbish. Okay, so here you go. The camera will pick most of this up or not. I'm looking at it, it looks alright. But there you go. So Craig signed in, and one of the things you've got in the corner, the first thing, you've obviously got the local time, which is in the top right part of the screen, which I'm kind of pointing over here.
GMT.
And then GMT, and also you've got the weather in Paradise City.
Yeah, so got a bit of a network problem, but
That clock's an hour out.
the clock's an hour out.
yeah,
And
'cause it's GMT and
the other thing you can see here is a calendar, and you're going to see a stream, which says what sort of things you're going to see on the stream. You're going to see the live stuff from...
Yeah, so you're seeing player news, which is looking at what you've done in Paradise City. So it's going to give you some hints, it's going to give you some tips, because obviously not everyone's a power user, right? Like some of the people either listening to this podcast or posting on the forums. There's new people coming into Paradise every single day. You know, I think I mentioned it on the forum post actually. We're adding about between 2,000 and 5,000 new players every day. So, you know, there's lots of things that
is that
we want
2 and 5,000 people?
No.
Or 2,000 and 5,000?
between 2,000 and 5,000.
Are you sure it's not just 2?
No, it is.
Okay.
Believe me, there are zeros attached to it. You know what we're trying to do online is we're just trying to break some new ground in terms of there's all this stuff that we record in the game, and we don't really. There's better ways that we can tell the player about it. So the player news looks around your profile, and it's going to say things like, in these examples, finding billboards will help you out in stunt run, or some other tips, and then it's going to say, maybe you've done 120 out of 250 smashes, or whatever it is, or you've got 1 smash remaining in Harbour Town. Just things that specific things that you've done in Paradise that it's kind of reminding you about. But in addition to that, and what you're not seeing on this screen, but we'll post some screenshots up on the website.
Yeah, we'll put some high quality shots up later on.
It's going to be also looking at,
Excuse me.
it's going to be looking at the servers, and so there's a number of different sets of news. There's obviously player online news, so there's certain things that you've done online, and then there's the global Paradise news, I suppose. It's what happened in the world of Paradise in the last 24 hours. So that'll be amongst everybody. So there, I think we posted on the website. There's been something like 380 million crashes, and that's all being put up into our telemetry. So we're kind of sharing that.
Let's just be clear there. When we say 380 million crashes, unlike other developers, we're talking about car crashes.
Yeah, that's car crashes. Yeah,
code has been totally stable.
Yeah, absolutely. And something like I think we're very close actually to our 150 millionth takedown.
Wow.
But it's not just that. It's we can tell people how many people were awarded an achievement, or how many people got a PlayStation award, or how many people crashed in Harbour Town, or how many people started events, or what was the most popular challenge last night, or all of this wealth of online information that we have that is actually being triggered by the community. And we've had something like 1.2 billion of those events fired since we launched the game. It's a rich set of information that sort of helps say what's actually going on around Paradise. There is
So-
a world, an online world, playing this game.
I remember this is something we talked about back in 2005. When we first started to talk about the fifth Burnout. Some of the stuff, obviously, we're very inspired by some of the live and MySpace type page we saw in Gran Turismo when we first saw some shots of that last year, and we really like what Polyphony have done. This idea for Burnout started back in 2005 when we're big fans of the show 24, and obviously if viewers and listeners know that show, you'll see that it starts off with previously on 24, and we always talked about, I remember Hamish talking about a long time ago, previously on Burnout, signing into this experience and telling you what are the things that are important to you, what are the things that your friends have done since you were away.
And it's really important, and it's about you.
Excuse me, I got a terrible cough.
It's about you, and it's about everyone else in the community, and this community is bigger than the thousands of players that are coming into the forums or coming onto the website. It's actually bigger than that. It's a lot bigger than that. And this is our mechanism really for talking directly to everybody that plays Burnout, and so it's a really powerful device, and we will continue to evolve this.
So this is 1.0, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's coming in Cagney. It's the first thing you'll see, as you saw when we booted the kit, and a bit of an issue there with our internet connection. But one of the things that you'll see on the left-hand side of the screen is the calendar. So obviously it's not just a useful thing for telling you what day of the week it is. Actually, I wonder if, Craig, do you want to just press the start button, jump into the game and try and do a sign in, and we'll see if we can't get it working. That's helpful. Go take it. So what the Paradise news page does for us is it gets us, obviously, like we said, being able to talk directly to people. There's other things that we'll be able to do with it. So hey, there we are. Look at that. Great. We can also So we're back, are we?
Are we back? Thumbs up. Okay, so we had the sound outage there, so we paused. We're back. You're with Crash TV, episode 1, Crash FM podcast, episode 29. We paused there because the sound dropped out, so we're back, but this is live TV. You can see camera 1 pointing at our live front end, and we were talking about the calendar as part of the Burnout Paradise Cagney update, which we expect to have out with you at the end of June, and we're going to show you today. Stay tuned for probably the most important announcements in Burnout history. Today we're really making history right now with some incredible announcements. not just because this is the weirdest thing we've ever done in the office.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It probably isn't, though. It probably isn't, and we won't talk about that for legal reasons as the court case comes up next week. Craig.
I knew I was waiting. It was either going to be Craig or Greg.
I had no idea those cans were going to blow like that. I really didn't. Where was your other hand, though? Between two pillows. Okay, so calendar. There's a pointing. Matt, can you point out the calendar on the screen again?
Okay.
For those of
Just
you.
to summarise, this is what's going on now. You can see as a web story, a couple of web stories interspersed with some global Paradise news. So this was just on one of our test servers. So we had 3 vertical takedowns.
Test server are announcing there that 1080i support is coming on PS3. People thought it was an April Fool, but it's not.
No,
and
absolutely
also for all
not.
you SD fans out there, we're also going to update and improve how the game looks in standard def.
It's a lot better.
We want to support you. So let's talk about calendar. So Craig, what you're announcing then with the Burnout Paradise calendar coming to you in the Cagney update, in the month of July, every weekend we're talking about some formal organised events.
Yeah, so, like we've always said, it's a game calendar. So if you go online and on the particular days that we've called out, the game will have changed. And we are looking at unlocking a new vehicle for the first weekend that the pack is out for people to play. And you'll go online and we'll have that Hunter Olympus there. We'll be ready for test drive. That's the...
a new car? Is that, did we just announce a new car there?
I think you might have just announced a new car. Why don't we just throw the lights on and I'll...
Well, you can hold the picture up and throw the
light.
And
throw the light, yeah, okay.
Multi-talented.
Okay, so...
Hang on a second.
Well, we're... Okay.
I'm switching camera, but hang on, wait, here we go.
Which
there you
one
go, down. Hold it up to the light, camera 2. I bet the BBC are terrified. Can you tell what it is yet, kids? There you go, it's the new car coming in Cagney, the Hunter Olympus.
The Olympus.
So I think people did have a sneaky peek at this before. I think someone took a shot of it in our kitchen when it was Car of the Day, so we put it up on the website. So it's a bit of a teaser, right? So it's not the world first.
I'll tell you another world first. That's a car in Burnout that doesn't have boost.
Yep, doesn't have boost.
Shot car.
What's it like to drive?
Lean into the shot,
big.
Oh, sorry.
It's big.
It's big to drive.
And it doesn't have boost, so that's another announcement we're making today. Not the biggest announcement by far, but there's a couple of cars going in the game which don't have boost.
Yep.
It's about skill. So organised events coming in month of July. Do you want to talk about? I got a list of them here, but you want to talk about something?
I mean, we won't go into specific dates because the cool thing about this actually is that we can change the dates as much as we want to.
Yeah,
so
that's really cool.
If we run an event over a weekend and people really like it, then we can run another one that we can just add to the calendar on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, or just have an entire
And they'll
week.
light up as well. So those things that what I was pointing at on the screen was we're ringing those events in the month, and that's so every time you sign in, if there's a new event, then that will be ringed on your calendar, and there'll be a news story that goes along with it.
Yeah, so we can have.
So we're basically talking about the introduction of server-side changes to the game, which means that we know that so we're certainly there's a delay between the work leaving our office and it turning up on your console, and we want to minimise that delay to you. So this is the start of the introduction of some server-side changes we can make, so we can deliver content to you quicker and dynamically, and we can give you some new things and special things. For example, there's all sorts of, this is quite a far-reaching change of the game. For example, we could say everybody who's got an elite license can test drive this car for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Or we could say...
Or we can actually pick particular people.
So, for example, people who were, let's say they were great forum posters, or let's say they were people who baked us a cake, and sent it to the office.
Or they've made a really good video on YouTube.
Or they made a really good video of like stunts, which we thought the one we saw yesterday was amazing. Or they sent us 50 grand in used notes,
money works,
cash to the office.
Burnout Team rocks.
Anybody who thinks the Burnout Team rocks, anybody who sends us a postcard or a photo from a far-flung place of the world holding a copy of the game. So if you're going on holiday this year, take a copy of Burnout with us. So anybody who sends us something really cool, we have the ability to give them cool stuff, either forever, or we can pick and choose what we do. So we won't say too much more other than we're going to have some organised weekends. Now what's the point, Craig? Let's say, why should I play all of these events? Why should I stay tuned to Burnout in July?
So we really, we're really a big believer in bringing the community together and keeping them together and keeping it fresh when you go online, so the game is changing and you want to come back. So we can have different events every weekend. We can have We can change the way the game works during midweek, but also what we want to do is reward players who turn up for all these events. So say we do 12 or 13 events over the course of a month. If you attend and participate in all of them, at the end of the month we have graduation day. And if you've been to all of them, we know from your gamer tag, we know you've played these things, we will give those people a unique prize that is only given out once.
So prize cars.
Yeah, so we'll give you a cool car, but that car is never given out again. So when you're driving it around online and people say, 6 months later, where did you get that car from? You can say to them, I was playing the game calendar events during the first week, during the first month, and I got this car for doing it. And if people are asking them how they get that car again, well, we'll never give it to them again.
Matt, you're sitting on a pile of prize cars there.
Yeah.
Is there another car you want to hold up to the camera there and talk about what's coming?
We talked about the
Hang on, I can kind of see them, Matt. So
can you?
in magician terms, that's right.
Okay. I don't know where
Keep your cards close to your chest there.
Here we go. This is the Tempesta.
Are you feeling like showing a new car yet? Are you in the mood?
Here it comes.
All
Are we
right.
ready? Can you see it?
Well, yeah. All right, there you go.
Look
So
at that. This is the Tempesta Dream, and we've
Tempesta
actually
Dream.
We've
showed that on YouTube.
We've shown this before.
Yeah.
And I think it's sweet.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best.
And actually, I replied to somebody in a forum post. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. That car doesn't look so good. I don't like faces. Well, like we said, should have entered the delivery competition, shouldn't you?
Yes.
Oh, some news about that coming up today as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the another shot of the. No, have we shown this one before? I don't know. Here we go. This is, what's this one called?
GT Tiger.
Oh, the GT Tiger.
Yeah, we like that one. Look.
Yeah.
So these could be examples of cars that you can earn only if you take part.
Are we doing this one? We want to do that bad boy?
What, the graduation day present?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I don't know. No, we won't.
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay then.
I think
Let's
we'll keep
see
that.
how close they were.
Yeah, you're gonna have to play to find out, see what you get. But that's a cool looking car as well.
Yeah, that really is.
Yeah.
It's worth mentioning with this server stuff that the turnaround time is now a day to change something. So if you respond on forums saying you like something and didn't like something, then we can change that in a day and put up new events in response to what users like and what people don't like.
And the events that we can do are quite wide ranging. So 2 of the cars you saw there on the second weekend, if you go and play one of our new free burn game modes that we've talked about quite a bit and we will talk a little bit more about today, if you participate and win one of those events, then you get that car unlocked to you.
So what we want to do, the change for us is that we're really serious about supporting our game. We're really serious about improving our game because we can always make things better after we've released it. We're moving to being a live or network company. Again, this is the launch of Crash TV. We want to support the community better than any other development team in the world. We take your feedback very seriously. We read all the forum posts. We want to support our community more than any other developer in the world. If you write to us, we'll try and answer it. If you send us an email, we'll read it. We're very interested in what you guys have to say because you're the guys who bought the game and playing the game. We want to support you better than any other team in the world. Please don't forget about us. We certainly won't forget about you. We've got a year of Paradise. We've got some amazing things coming. And again, we can make fixes to the game. I hope that people are excited by some of the things that have been requested. Whether that's custom soundtracks, we'll do it. Whether that's improving the standard dev support, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Many of the developers have shipped their game.
Well, just that
and
1080i thing.
They're moving on to the next game. And if users have some issues, they're unable to respond or they don't take that part seriously.
Yeah.
We want Criterion to be known as the most friendly development team in the world that will respond to everything. We'll talk to you every week. You can write to us. You can even, when we hold that contest, when we talk about the user liveries, you get a chance to put stuff in the game. And like I said, please, we cannot stress how seriously we take that.
Yeah.
And you will always get the truth on our website. You will read things directly from us. And you'll be able to see stuff. When we put screenshots out, they're not fake, they're not doctored like other teams do. We'll show you great stuff straight up. So how about we talk next about one of my favourite parts of Burnout and something that I think people really, really love and that they play every day, and that's free burn challenges.
Oh yeah.
So how about we talk today? I mean, there's some movies we're putting up on the site today. There's 70 new free burn challenges coming in Cagney, Matt, right?
Yeah, 70 new. So it's actually really funny because this time last year we didn't even know what free burn was, and August July, August, we didn't even know what Freeburn challenges were. I mean, Freeburn challenges out of everything came pretty late.
But thanks to a disruption in the space-time continuum, we now know what Freeburn challenges are.
We now know what
so
they
we
are.
went back and added them into the game.
Yeah, we went back and added them into the game, and we learnt an awful lot. And what we found out was that they're hooking with a load of people.
Yeah, people love Freeburn challenges, so we're going to continue to deliver Freeburn challenges. So if
new
you're a
one-
member of the 350 Club out there, you better get those challenges done and dusted because we've got a lot more coming throughout the rest of the year. So there's 70 new ones in Cagney.
Yeah,
and
they're really important to say though that they're multi-part, right? Our last ones used to be start, do the challenge, done. These ones are multi-part. They've got at least 2 parts to them, so it'll be everyone go here, now do this, and they're all against the clock. So they've got this competitive element again.
So these are timed, multi-part Freeburn challenges.
Yeah.
And what about the scoring there? Scoring persistent or?
As soon as you add a clock to something, you've got to score it really, because people want to see how fast they are. So every single one of those challenges has a leaderboard associated with it. So the kind of play is, first of all, you try it, you see if you can do it, because some of them have some quite tight time challenges, time limits with them, and then you just see how good you can do them. I mean, we played one for some time yesterday to
45 minutes.
yeah.
So
yeah.
teams can see who was the fastest group of
so-
people in the world to do this Freeburn challenge.
Exactly. So and just how that works, rather than going into some sort of really complicated team system, it's hey, if Craig and I did a 2-player challenge in 37 seconds, which we did.
Actually, no, it was 27 seconds.
It was 27 seconds, yeah, which we did. Then when you go on the leaderboard, you'll see my gamer tag and Craig's gamer tag, and we've got exactly the same time. So that's how you can see that. So everyone who was involved in the challenge gets rewarded with the time, and so people you can see whoever's got the same time together, we're in that same team together. So a real simple way, but it's there's a ton of replayability in every single one of those challenges, obviously.
And we're evolving Freeburn challenges. We're going to keep them coming throughout the year, and in the update following Cagney, which is codenamed Davis after Betty Davis. Betty Davis Eyes by Kim Carnes, if you're a music fan, which was the 7-Up music back in the 80s.
Was it?
What a geek. Yeah, it was. 7-Up is cool. It surely is, even though we're drinking Sprite
Yeah, we are
today.
actually.
The Betty Davis update, which is coming, that's going to have even more Freeburn challenges as well. So we're continuing to evolve this idea.
And they'll be different.
Yeah,
And they'll be different. There's new stuff coming. So if you want to be part of the 350 Club, get those Freeburn challenges done and dusted, because there's going to be new stuff coming. Because we know you all like Freeburn challenges. So do we. And Stephen Chonjit and the guys are continuing to develop that idea.
Yeah. So did we say there's some videos going up?
Yeah, we're going to put videos up tonight. If the server just doesn't fall over with the stuff we're going to do. Do you want to talk now, Matt, about some of the changes to rank races?
Yeah, well, just briefly, because we spoke about, there was a big long blog post about them that Jez and the team put up earlier on in the week, because we'd hinted at a few changes that we'd made, and people obviously on the forums were speculating about how they would work. So we just thought, hey, here's all the changes that we've made to make what I call competition racing a lot better than it. People are making it at the moment.
Better and fairer.
Better and fairer, yeah. I mean, people are clearly exploiting the systems, and we want to fix that. So, we made lots of changes throughout the first 2-3 months of server-side changes on scoring and disconnects and dealing with people like that. But obviously, we needed a bit of a wholesale change on just the structure of competition racing, just to make it a lot fairer. And actually, in doing that, we made a number of significant changes that I think will also smooth the path for more people taking part in competition racing, which is actually what we want. So they're all out there now. You can go onto CriterionGames.com and see the blog post from earlier on in the week and that, and actually the team are getting a better way for navigating to see exactly what's in each one of these packs that we're talking about.
So do you want to talk through, we'll get to fix that in a minute, so that's rank race changes. How about we talk some more about Freeburn game modes, because we did the first screenshots of that last week, and we did the first videos of that yesterday, and we'll do some higher quality videos of that in the next couple of days. Freeburn game modes coming, obviously Mockman, Road Rage and Stuntman.
Yeah. I mean, we've played those a lot. They're really, really good fun. We talked a little bit about them in the podcast we did last week. We're still playing them. They're pretty much done. We just have some minor bugs to squash with them, but you know, online. I mean, we still argue about which one's the best, right?
Yeah,
so,
it changes daily for me.
Yeah. So, but actually,
man for me any day.
don't start the argument. But you know, there really is. There's something in there for everybody. So you've got online stunt run, just because we always envisaged stunt run going online. It's very competitive just by the nature of the game. Also, people really like showing off. You know, we're seeing a lot of YouTube videos which are people doing massive stunt run combos. So the natural evolution of that is to take it online. So you know, now you can have 8 players. Or 2 players. I think there was some speculation in the forums about whether or not that's it's 8 player only. All 3 of those game modes work between 2 and 8 players.
Yeah.
So you know, we're never going to put anything out that's just 8 players, because you know, you might not have 8 people to play with.
Yeah.
So stunt run's really good. It's against the clock, and it's 2 minutes. I think you've got it set to.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
You might
2
mess
minutes
around with the time a little bit. And if you get eliminated as you play through, so you crash out, your combo's finished, you can go after the person who's still running their stunt run combo, which is really cool. So that gives you an interesting choice and new tactics that you haven't had before. So that's really cool. We also talked about Road Rage. We talked about them quite a bit actually last week, didn't we? Markman and Road Rage.
Hey, hang on. Our number of viewers watching live just dropped from 212 to 211.
Oh God!
212. No, hang on, it's back. I was going to say,
welcome back.
If you've been watching, if you've been watching at this point and you sign out now, you're going to feel like a chump in about 30 minutes. But never mind. You want to stay tuned, everybody, because we're going to make some Burnout history today.
Yes.
So, free burn game modes: Markman, Stunt Run, Road Rage.
Yeah.
All really cool. 2 to 8 player.
And free, coming as part of the Cagney update.
Yep.
End of June. Around end of June time, we'll keep you posted exactly when that's going to hit, and we'll tell you when it's going to leave. Now, also new cars. So we've shown the Olympus, we've shown the Tempesta Dream, the Tiger GT, but also as part of Cagney, we have the premiere of the first time ever in Burnout where one of our fans, we held a contest.
Yep.
Somebody submitted designs. We chose the winner, and we're actually introducing into the game the user liveries.
Yeah.
On
There was 2 of them actually.
2 of them.
It's the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, am I
It's
not
a
supposed
van.
to give that away?
The van.
No, it's a van.
The hidden
So,
van is
did we announce the winner or not?
Yeah, they've announced.
We announced the winner. So I looked at that in software earlier. Yuta and Mikhail and the guys were showing me. That's pretty important. You know, we think that's really special. That you know, try sending in a. You know, you're not going to get that in Gran Turismo or Forza or something. But with our game, we can do that. So we held a car competition. People sent in their designs. We picked the winner and we put them in software.
Yeah.
So from holding a competition about a month ago, 2 cars, 2 liveries are going in the game, user created, as a result of winning that competition, and we're pretty excited about it. I hope the winners are going to be pretty excited that the rest of the world is going to see their cars.
Yeah, and we'll likely do that again.
Yeah,
We'll definitely do it again, because you know, we got some really good entries as well.
we had some really good entries, so we're going to hold some more competitions, and Burnout is one of the games where you can also take part, and
because we did it
get
with
stuff in the
the
game.
custom race routes as well. which
Yeah,
we spoke
custom
about
race routes
last
are
week.
going in, which is great. And also, you know, we have an all-new audio pass for the Cagney update. We went back and looked at the audio team, looked at the audio, and we've remixed the entire game. Obviously, the biggest announcement they're probably making there is that custom soundtracks are being part of the PlayStation 3 version. We're going to put a video on the website today of showing that actually working. We're also including the sirens on the police vehicles that people wanted, and also we're incorporating classical music into the standard playlist. So the standard playlist of the game will now include 92 pieces. So should you want to drive around and do Road Rage to Delibes Lacme, or as we call it, the British Airways advert music from 1988. For all the British people listening, you'll see that the classical music pieces we picked for the game all came from adverts. So see how many you can name. Certainly chocolate bars and cigars are definitely in there.
Yeah.
We have an all-new audio pass, which we're really excited about. So the cars sound, more bespoke, more gritty and powerful than ever before. So all you Burnout audio fans out there, which there are many, you're going to hear an all-new mix of the game, as well as new title music on the live front page.
Yeah, it's great.
Let's just turn the page of our detailed script, page 36 of 200. Do you want to talk about, Matt, one of the reasons we do this as well is because we have a lot of information to give out about the game. And if we were doing that in traditional forms, maybe some of this information would only be hidden away. So we have some fixes and updates that are coming as part of Cagney. Do you want to talk through some of them?
I'm going to talk through. It's important actually we talk through these because Bogart for those PS3 players that are getting it tomorrow and those 360 players that have it now, Bogart consisted, I think, of around 35 fixes, 10 of which were our biggest, sort of most requested fixes from the forum. But Cagney actually has a similar number, and so the Cagney really is a massive pack in terms of its content. So it's really important to talk about some of these. So I'm going to go through them one by one real quick, just so you get a handle on actually, it's not just the new stuff. It's it's adding a layer of functionality or fixing some things that were real standouts that we're doing in Cagney as well. So first up, touched on briefly last week, if you're in a 3 or more player challenge and a player drops out, remaining players can still complete that challenge. Obviously subject to it being a challenge that can handle it. Obviously jumping over 3 cars and someone dropping out isn't going to work. So so that's something that sort of softens that one of the exits. And again, that's something that came from telemetry, was telling us that lots of challenges were being cancelled by players dropping out. We've got, when you search for games on the search list, we're now including, in the previously section, we're including challenges, today's best, and then obviously the new Freeburn game modes in there. So when you see games being returned from the server, it really greatly helps players decide what game they want to join next. We can now view leaderboards and options in an online game, thanks to Sony for that. We can mute players online in the show player screen. You can mute yourself if you have a PS3i or an iToy. We've increased the timeout for online races, and we've tuned it so that if all players complete the races within the time, you just go straight to results. So we've just made that a whole lot better. We've actually fixed a fair amount of the airfield geometry. So one thing when you're observing people trying to jump through the hoop is that there was a chunk of geometry that really didn't help new players make that jump.
So we got the steamroller out.
We got the steamroller out. We've flattened that. We've moved some of the hangers just to make the jumps read and play.
Moved some of the jumps as well.
A lot better.
The ones in the middle, we've moved some.
Yeah, they've moved them out so you don't hit them on the landing.
It's just a nicer place to play, and given the fact that you can now go in there and play Stuntman Freeburn session, which we did the other day, just in the airfield, it's really cool. So
we actually ran a mock man in there as well. That was pretty fun. So that's very cool. Online cars now show damage, so that is a biggie. So it's really, so if you roll up in a really nicely hosed cavalry, then people are going to get to see it. There's a super HUD message now if you rule all of today's best. So I know lots of people compete for that stuff. So in goes a message there. We're looping the menu, Easy Drive menu and challenges page from top to bottom, just makes it easier to navigate. We're fixing the nav system in the game, so it takes into account the next checkpoint. So those blinkers that appear that people have learned to ignore sometimes are now a lot more useful. A couple of bugs with traffic not reappearing in a Freeburn after a no traffic race. We've fixed online races that any race that used Lawrence Road wasn't reporting finishing distances accurately. They're done. Dave's gone in and fixed about 30 or between 30 and 40 bad resets on track. So whenever you have a crash and the car's reset in a weird place, cleaned a load of those up. We've talked about the audio. Driving backwards now in Road Rage ends the event as it does in Marked Man. Actually, it's quite interesting. I read someone mailed into mailbag@criteriongames.com with, please can you give me an option to invert the camera axis on the look around camera on the right stick. So actually that's in. Some other fixes to setting the VoIP mix to 0 now saved. The minuscule road rules is now sorted. As Alex said, standard def on PS3 and 1080i is a lot better. And we're just last thing, soft boost training in open areas. And if you leave Easy Drive up on the screen, which we've seen lots of people do, it now closes itself down after 20 seconds. So there's a ton of stuff in there amongst numerous bug fixes for just a few things that used to appear in strange places. So it's not just those headline things. It's everything, everything in there. 30 plus fixes that make just sort of round out everything we know about Cagney, I think.
Yeah, that's quite a comprehensive list.
Yeah.
Something you get
Need
for
a
free.
drink now.
Something you get for free, you know, that ain't bad at all.
So, let's talk for the moment as we switch to. We'll switch game camera in a minute, so you can see what we're looking at on the screen. But we're not gonna do that yet. But first of all, so that's Cagney, and as we've said before, Cagney is coming around the end of June. Now, what we wanted to do today is make a little history and reward the 220 people who are watching and listening right now. We wanted to make it worth your while. And what we wanted to do is we have some new stuff coming. Now, you haven't got Cagney yet. You know, it's still April. You're not going to get Cagney till the end of June. And again, we wish you could have it now. We really do. And it's coming to you as quick as, you know, humanly possible. But what we also wanted to do now is talk about the next update, which is codenamed Davis, after Betty Davis, like we mentioned earlier. We think this update is going to hit you around the end of July, August, early August timeframe. We don't know. Again, we stress, if we knew the exact date, you know, we'd absolutely tell you. But we're still working on finishing Cagney. Cagney's going to leave the office. We'll tell you like we did with Bogart. We'll tell you when it's left, when it's entering cert at Sony and Microsoft, and we'll, as soon as we hear from those guys, we'll keep you posted. So make sure you bookmark CriterionGames.com and check it daily. We give you content daily, 5 days a week, and we update as quick as we can and tell you guys first. We believe in telling you, the Burnout fans, first about everything we're doing. What we want to do now, and I'll switch the camera in a minute, guys, because they're looking at what's on the screen. I guess, I think what we'll do, I'll switch the camera, and how about we just leave that for a minute and we'll talk about it, and then we'll make things work. Cool. So for those of you watching, we'll just go quiet a minute. It's going to take 5 seconds. I'm going to switch the camera, and you'll see something wonderful. Something wonderful if you're a 2001 fan. Hang on, switching. One. There you go. Okay, so here's one of our announcements coming in Davis. We're announcing today, introducing motorcycles for the first time in Burnout. Just pan the camera there, but don't pull away yet, I guess. What we want to say today is that we're introducing motorcycles into the game, and what we want to tell you is that this is bikes going into Paradise. This is not necessarily Burnout on a bike, and this is Motorcycles 1.0 as we call it. When you get this as part of Davis, this will not give you Road Rash, even though we're massive die-hard Road Rash fans, and that's why we put Soundgarden into Paradise as an homage to Road Rash on 3DO. This is one of the biggest changes we're making in the Burnout series. We're adding in a new type of vehicle. We're adding in motorcycles. This work's been done by Andy and Ollie and Yuta. This has been some work happening over the past couple of weeks, couple of days even, if only. Couple of weeks. What we want to tell you, what Andy really wants us to tell you about this, is that we've worked hard now to make what we feel some of the greatest, if not the greatest, motorcycles you've ever ridden in any game. Just like Burnout, we want it to be easy to pick up and play and let users get used to riding a motorcycle. We think Paradise City is a beautiful place to drive fast. You've experienced it in a car, in a 4-wheel vehicle. Now it's time to introduce it in a 2-wheel vehicle. It's very graceful. The feeling is really quite special. We've got the sound turned down here. I hope you can see these shots, but Craig, if you want to pull away, we're going to give you the chance as part of Davis coming at the end of July to drive around Paradise City. Again, there's some great animation here done by Neil and the guys. Do you want to just show some animations there, Craig? I mean, hang on, as you drive here before he tries to pop a wheelie. So again, we want you guys to think about how cool it's going to be to do road rules. Here, when you hit reverse here and the guy walks back, the leathers look great, the speedo on the bike works. It's just a very nice feeling. The guys have spent long and hard solving some of the problems. This is a very, you don't see bikes too much in video games. They're often very hard to play. And again, you often see them just on a circuit, and that can be pretty hard. And we're really proud of how well this motorcycle rides in Paradise City. It looks great. You can see him work the gears and the brake. Any biker who's played Burnout has probably dreamt or fantasized, again, we're showing you here with Traffic Off, about being able to scream through Paradise City on a motorcycle. And the Davis update at the end of July is going to give you the chance to do this. Again, he looks behind here. What we will tell you today is that this is going to be as part of one of the first paid-for packs of the Year of Paradise, and we said earlier in the year that we've given you some great stuff for free, and again everyone's going to be able to access the island, which is coming in another update, but to access the motorcycles and the gameplay that's going to be associated with this, you're going to have to pay. We'll announce what their pricing will be as soon as possible. We're not making that announcement today, but we're just showing you. We wanted to share with you guys today some of the amazing stuff that's coming to Paradise, and we wanted to show you. We didn't want you to wait. We decided to show you the game modes yesterday, and today we kind of woke up this morning and thought, let's show off some of the great work that we've got. If Craig wants to drive around a little bit more on the bike, maybe if you want to go back to the junkyard, we'll just put the camera dark for a second. If you just cover up, we're going to do a little bit of magic here. And then we're going to show you something else which is coming to the game. That's Matt's wedding ring on the screen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So that's Matt's wedding ring. And now, here you go, something else we're announcing that you're going to get in Paradise. You can now drive around Paradise at night.
Wow.
So, there's some people talking on our forum earlier, dreaming about two things, obviously riding motorcycles, and also nighttime, seeing, wouldn't it be beautiful to drive around Paradise at night? So I'll show you a quick glimpse today. We'll be doing some high quality videos tomorrow in the next few days. But again, you guys can just think about how cool road rules are going to be. You're going to be able to link road rules together from one street to the next. You can pull wheelies. You'll be able to do donuts. And we're going to introduce, what we want you to realize is we're going to introduce bikes slowly. We're going to give you the motorcycle as part of Davis, as part of the pay-for pack, and we're going to let you get used to it. There'll be a period of time where you can ride around and there'll be no traffic, because we're going to be working on putting a day-night cycle into the game, so there'll be less traffic at night, so you'll be able to set things like midnight road rules, which is really cool. Craig pops a wheelie here. We're very proud again of the way this feels in Burnout. 60 frames. Currently we think it's the only place on console where you can ride motorbikes on 60 frames, and again this is easy to play. You can take corners if Craig brakes and takes a tight corner. The animation these guys done as he crashes is beautiful. So again, what we will tell you here is that again there's no boost on these bikes. You don't see the guy flying off and rolling down the street and you can't run him over. This is the start of something big, introducing bikes. You're not going to be able to go online and race against cars just yet. We've still got some work to do, but we're going to introduce over the Year of Paradise some different motorcycles into the game. So this road bike is just the first, and again as you go on later in the year, hopefully we hope to get to a point where bikes and cars will race alongside each other, but at the moment the bike, when you get a taste of this, is what we're playing now as part of the Davis update. You won't get bikes and cars fighting each other. We're going to introduce this slowly. This is a first step for us. I know there'll be a lot of fans out there who'll be wanting road rash style gameplay against Burnout cars online straight away. You know, while we'd love to probably maybe get to some of that stuff, what we want to say right now is that part of the Davis update, motorcycles will be in Burnout for you to get used to, and then we'll take it from there and see what we're going to get to. And also nighttime, the code and the art guys, we think they've done a beautiful job here of giving you an open world at night at 60 frames. You'll still be able to see we're showing you here without traffic, but again there's a cool headlight effect here. The world just looks beautiful. We're very, very excited about it. It feels fantastic to drive around. This is something the Burnout team have been working very hard on over the past few weeks. We've been itching to tell you about this stuff. We wanted to share it with you today first, share it with you guys, so we're giving you a sneak peek.
And we'll get some high quality vids.
We'll get some much high quality videos for all those guys who've quit school, or who are watching from prison live. Just a joke. Watching live now, you're seeing the first ever glimpse of motorcycles in Burnout, and again
At night.
you know, at 60 frames, which is really cool.
It looks great actually.
But not all, as again this was our live first inaugural Crash TV podcast. It probably hasn't worked perfectly. I've been reading the forum while we've been doing this. I know some people have had good connections, some people have bad connections. We've dropped the sound out in the middle of it, but it's all learning for us too. We've never done this before, so we're trying. It's a first pass, and we'll do everything we can to make it better and more high quality as we go. But we're a game developer in Guildford, England. We're not a TV network, not yet. And also, what we'll do now, we'll just put that camera dark we decided to show you, camera goes dark here, we're just going to change something else in the code. It's not enough. We felt we wanted to. Criterion, we've been really experimenting with this game, and innovating and trying new things out. And obviously, motorbikes is a natural thing for people to expect. But also, with the Year of Paradise, we also want you to expect something that's very unexpected. And Chris is in the room because earlier this year he did something which we think is pretty special. He did something pretty special. And we're going to show you this now in the interest of sharing it with you because we think it's pretty cool. We don't know when this is coming. We don't know if this is coming. But it's something we have here in the office today which is cool that we wanted to share with you. I stress to you now, we might put this in the game later this year. But there's a big chance that we might not put this in the game this year. But even so, it's something we have running here at work that we wanted to show you. And Chris is in the room because it's some of the work he did. And if we just wait 2 seconds, and then Matt will reveal in 5, 4, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We get those menus up.
Yeah, hang on, we'll take the menu off the screen. I'm going to show you. Go.
Ready?
There we go.
And the camera can't pick it up. Might you want to hit the light?
Oh yeah.
If you thought Paradise was a fun place to drive around, well, we can show you today exclusively live on Crash TV. It's a really good place to fly around. So if you've ever felt like in a plane doing billboards, Chris is flying now and he's showing that yes you can.
They're a lot easier as well.
So this is an aircraft. Chris, do you want to talk about what you've done here and the extent of like how the plane flies?
Yeah, sure. Well, we were experimenting with new types of physics, partly because we wanted to do things like motorbikes, and we thought a good experiment would be to try and make a plane.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Okay. So we go from car to bikes via planes.
yeah.
This is something
Great.
this is something that I'm pretty excited about because I was a huge fan of Pilot Wings back in the day, and also I was a huge fan of a quite little-known launch game on PlayStation 2 called Scardacy, which I have fond memories of playing as a launch game on PlayStation 2. It's a great game if you haven't played it. But again, this world, our art team, they never built this world to be flown over, and there's all sorts of issues and problems here, and some of which we'll try and fix, and we'll see. But again, no guarantees this will come in, but we wanted to show you. There's 246 people watching. We wanted to show you guys, you can tell all your friends something cool that you never expected to see. This is Chris flying a plane over Paradise, and it really does feel really nice. The rudder and stuff works. Flying here on PlayStation 3, and again, flying through billboards or landing on a freeway. We thought it'd be cool to be able to fly around, and maybe there'll be some cool aerial gameplay we can do, some aerial freeburn challenges. Chris is making a risky move here, flying through
You're
the
actually
bridge
making this look
like
really
a
easy.
true master. Goes to the billboard on the middle of the line
Nice.
and takes it up.
Can we go over the quarry?
Can we
My
go over the
favourite
quarry?
scene in the entire world.
Oh, is it? So, yeah, this is obviously seeing the world from a whole new perspective.
Yeah, and it's really beautiful to play because you know this world from driving around so well. Again, he flies over the quarry there.
Nice. Look at that.
Look at it.
And
Put it down in the airfield
I
then,
reckon. No, don't put it down. Pull up, pull up, pull up.
Don't panic.
There's nobody flying the plane.
You should have got Paul Ross in.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, it should have been Rossi. So again, we've shown you some amazing stuff today. We've shown you the first footage ever seen of motorcycles in Burnout Paradise. That's going to be coming as part of our first paid-for pack, which is codenamed Davis, after the Hollywood great Betty Davis, coming end of July and August. And then this is just a special treat. We don't know if this is going to come. If you want to see it, then email and tell us. Email on the forum and see what you think. We think we could do some amazing stuff here with some aerial freeburn challenges.
Yeah.
We wouldn't ever make Crimson Skies. I know there's a lot of people out there love Crimson Skies, but don't expect too much dogfighting and stuff. But if we could certainly do a biplane, we could certainly do some other planes. It was never built. We built Paradise to drive over, but we think it looks really beautiful to fly over. And we think that'd be a pretty good way to end our first Crash TV podcast.
Fantastic.
I will switch back to jump camera. Light goes off. Thank you, Chris, for being the inaugural pilot.
Yeah.
No problem.
Good work, Chris.
Hey, you can get your. That must mean you've earned your burnout wings.
I think
There were no letters. Matt, you had a shot. Cuddle up with Chris. If you guys want to say
job.
goodbye, because this was the inaugural Crash TV podcast 1. We hope you like it. We look forward to hearing what you think of this stuff on the forum. We'll answer as many questions as we can. Again, motorcycles in Burnout. These are Bikes in Paradise City, this is not Burnout on a bike. The bike doesn't boost. You can't kick people off and things like that. So again, we'll tell you what it's going to be as we get closer to release there, but we want to be clear with you straight away. It's not about watching a guy roll down the street or something. We've done some great work here. Davis is coming end of July, August. This will be one of the first paid for packs coming. We believe in giving you killer content. If we make a charge for it, we believe we're giving you great stuff. We'll be doing another one of these soon, and we'll be giving you an update of the new island, which will be coming in Davis, correct?
Next one.
Yeah. One after. The island update and what's going on there, and show you some of the new gameplay. Thanks very much to all 250 people watching right now. We'll try and make it better next time. It was learning for us. We hope you like seeing a world exclusive of seeing the first motorcycle in Paradise, and seeing something which we hope you never expected to see at all, which was aircraft. And we hope you like the photos. Check the website for the photos they use to create delivery. And this is just the beginning for us. We have some, like I said, we promised you we'd make significant game-changing content for this game. We hope to live up to that promise. We thank you for your support. And again, don't forget about us. We certainly won't forget about you. And this is the end, I guess, of Crash TV Episode 1, Crash FM Podcast 29.
Bye-bye.
Bye.